It's Thursday night. It's the Real Life Show with DC Honey. It is time. Let's go.
Real Life Show. DC Honey. Come on and chill for a while, it's gonna be lovely. It's the Real Life Show with DC Honey. We push it forward, it's impossible to go back. And please know that the mentality is pro-black. Laughs and cheers in the atmosphere. Classic hits, the music you be glad to hear. From the old to the new, yeah, this show was for you. And everybody striving to grow and improve. We glad to be alive, raise your glasses to the sky. If your energy is negative, you have to say goodbye. Nothing sad or basic, we past the hating. Great imaginations, collaborating. The vibes all positive, this is a must. Multi-million-dollar ideas we build and discuss. Take a listen, you ain't gotta be socially distant. Even though we different, we all are gifted. With blessings overflowing, it's all love we showing. The party here will not stop and keep going. The queen is controlling all records to spin. Bet your money on her, she expected to win. She blends off with the rugged, I swear you gotta love it. Verse from Mark Math and beat from Reggie Ruckus. Now that you tuning in, it's something you'll do again. Cause the music make you feel high, now it's getting real live.
All right, let's go. It's Real Live with DC Honey, and I want to welcome you all. You know, this is your weeknight destination, actually, for all things entertainment and community news. Whether you're a fan of celebrity interviews, looking for the latest social media news, or just in the mood for some good old-fashioned fun conversation, you've come to the right place because we have it all for you. Thanks so much for tuning in tonight. We're thrilled to have you with us again. And thank you for blowing up our replays. We just want to say we really appreciate you all for supporting. All right. We're thrilled, though, that have you on our live tonight. But don't keep all this excitement to yourself now. I've told you every live, be a superstar and share the love. That means invite your friends, invite your family, invite your neighbors to join this party by sharing this live broadcast on your social media pages. It costs nothing but a couple seconds. Hit that share button for us and show us some support. Let's spread the joy far and wide. Go ahead and hit that share button right now while we're getting started. All right, family, settle in because we have a jam-packed show for you tonight. But before we begin, do me a favor and throw some hearts in the comment section just so I know some people are in the house. All right, share us a little love. Let us know that you are enjoying these broadcasts. Just hit us with a little love in the comment section. And also throughout the broadcast, if you want to comment, go ahead and throw it in the comment section. We might feature it on the air. You never know. All right, let's get into it. Our real live co-hosts are in the house. I see them in the house. First up, she's a V-Strong Detroit vitiligo advocate, empowerment speaker, and a recurring guest on multiple national radio stations. I'm talking about Mick Fabulous. Mick, how are you?
I'm fab. How you doing? I'm good. It's a rainy day here, but I'm good.
Same here in the ATL. I know. That's why I have my coffee tonight, representing HU.
Well, cheers to both of us.
I hear you. You know, we're of a certain age, so we might need a little boost around this time of night, right? Well, also joining me, she's a Bedroom Candy independent consultant, social media digital creator, and an entrepreneur currently developing a women's empowerment organization that focuses on post-trauma. She's classy, she's definitely Christian, and I like to say she cuss a little bit. Welcome to the stage, Miss Nancy C. How are you?
Hey, how you doing? Yes, I cuss a little bit, except for when I'm in traffic. I cuss a lot. But it's good to be here.
Good to see you. We're talking about Atlanta traffic, so I know you.
Yeah. Horrible. I don't think there's any other city like ours, except for LA and maybe New York.
DC, the Beltway.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
Well, we made it through the week. We made it. What is your weekend like, ladies?
I may just have a glass of wine. I don't have anything planned. I mean, I have an event planned on Saturday, but after the event, I may have a glass or two of wine, Saturday night.
Okay.
Maybe.
What about you, Mick Fabulous? Are you gonna take off work or you just
I'm
working?
working all weekend.
I hear you. I hear you.
Strength.
Well, I've been binging off of Ozark, so I'm gonna be right on the couch, drinking my little drink, and while I'm on season 3, so no spoilers out there. Don't tell me what's going on. I know I'm late wrong, but that's how I like to watch it. I like to go on and just binge watch from season 1 till the time they cut me off. So that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, I don't know why I get. I don't know. It pisses me off. Here's season 1. I get mad. I want to see it all, and I think we've gotten to a time where we don't have patience. We want to see everything at that moment, at that time, and then be done. But with these seasons, and then they just keep lagging on, and then you'd be like, "Dang, I gotta wait all the way to next week." I don't really like the seasons, but they're good for some. You know, everything doesn't accommodate everybody, but for those, it's perfect. But
those people like us with no patience and like things on demand, there's an app for that, and it's called Netflix.
I have watched some. I have watched some. Yes.
Oh,
as long as they're short.
Oh,
no.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Anything with seasons, give me 4, maybe 5.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have a great show for you guys. We have fantastic guests, and we're going to get right to it so we can fit everybody in. Our first guest, and I feel like we're representing Michigan tonight because all of our guests are from Michigan, from Detroit and Pontiac. But our first guest, he's a model, he's an actor, and he's a proud Detroit native. He was voted Detroit's favorite actor and Detroit's most streamed actor, and has made a lasting impression on the entertainment industry with his remarkable talent and versatility from his humble beginnings as a local model in Metro Detroit to becoming a leading actor in film and television. Alphonso's journey is nothing short of inspiring. So we're going to dive into his career a little bit, from his memorable roles in films like Ovid and the Art of Love and First Lady to his guest appearances on hit TV shows like Dark Lives and The Spot. Let's welcome Mr. Alphonso Settles to the show. How are you?
How you doing?
I am well, or should we say what up, though?
What up, though?
Yeah, what up?
What's going on? How y'all feel?
A busy man because you've been jet setting, you've been all over the country, so I do appreciate your time tonight, taking the time out to
thank you.
So
thank you for
all right, so let's talk about your career now. I read that you started off as a model and then you transitioned into acting. So tell us how the modeling career opened doors for you to get into that.
It kind of went hand in hand. I started with the modeling scene first. So, I did the print ads, the magazines, the runways, and I got the gig through this company that I started with. And about maybe 2 weeks later, after I started modeling, they sent me an audition for this film called Ovid and the Art of Love. So that had Cordon Bleu from High School Musical. They had John Savage from The Godfather, and I spent a lot of time on set with him and just kind of, picking his brain and learning a couple of things for the 10, 12 hours that we spent together. And I just kind of got bit with the acting bug, and it just went from there. So it went hand in hand. So being a model was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But, being in front of the camera as an actor is what I love the most.
Do you still do a little both? Do you still model or?
I haven't in quite some time. Other than headshots, when I'm updating my resume, I haven't done it. I just don't have the time to anymore. It's very time consuming. I don't have time to do it anymore.
That's a good problem to have, right?
Yeah, it is.
Now, you also played semi-pro basketball. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how has that athleticism and that training translated to your acting roles, if it has at all?
It has. The way I used to approach the game when I played, I kind of had that Mamba mentality, so to speak. So, my preparation, repetition, just being ready, being prepared, for a game, practice, it transcends for me onto screen because I prepare the same way when I get a script. I examine it, I go through it, I read it 2, 3, 4 times if need be, And then I started breaking my scene down page by page, knowing why my character do the things that they do, knowing why my counterparts do what they do and say what they say. So it's the same as when I was studying film, playing basketball. You kind of learn your opponent's strengths and weaknesses, and then you go to that. And it's kind of the same way when you sharing the screen. You try to explore your counterpart's strengths and weaknesses as well, and where they're weak, you try to help them, because if we're in the scene together, if you don't shine, then I don't shine. So you kind of got to work hand in hand. It's not about trying to outdo somebody on the screen.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have earned a couple of impressive titles, one being Detroit's favorite actor. What does it mean to you to represent your hometown in the film industry?
So I actually didn't win Detroit's favorite actor, but I was nominated twice for Detroit's favorite actor. Yeah. But I mean, it feels the same for me, just being one of the staples in indie film, from my city of Detroit. I mean, it feels good. I have a lot of people, from here and from other places tell me that they recognize me as being one of the pioneers, or the people that really started to make this be a cool thing to do. See, now everybody wants to jump on and, hey, oh, I want to act, I want to be an actor, I want to put me in a Tubi movie and all this and that. But my journey go beyond Tubi, or just trying to be Tubi famous. You have to have a passion and a love for the craft. And if you don't have that, then this may not be the industry for you.
So have you seen the film industry kind of change in Detroit? You mentioned people gravitating toward Tubi productions. What have you noticed?
A lot. A lot. Like I said, the pandemic for us was a gift and a curse. When the pandemic hit, of course, it was a tragic thing. People were getting sick, people were losing their lives. But on the flip side, for us and what we do, people were forced to be at home. And, when you start spending excessive amounts of time at home and you got nothing but time on your hands, you start doing things that normally you may not do because you just have time. Yeah. So people had time to watch movies that were coming on Tubi or these other platforms that may be not as popular as the HBO or Cinemax or Netflix. And, when the pandemic hit, people started watching our movies, and then our popularity and notoriety started growing, and people started realizing that, man, Tubi and some of these other platforms got some really great content on there with some really great actors from right here in our city. So that shined a light on us, man. And then from there, it just took off, and it's just been nonstop ever since. Now everybody wants to be an actor now or a producer. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
I know that Miss Nancy wants to jump in. She had a great question for you. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to save this question, but let me go ahead and ask this one. If you had to choose an actor to work with, would you work with Lawrence Fishburne, Will Smith, or Samuel L. Jackson? That's not a hard question.
You know what? Oh, man, that's crazy. I love all three of those guys, but if I had to choose, I'm probably gonna go with Samuel Jackson.
Okay, why?
The reason being is because Samuel Jackson, I believe if he and I were in a film together, our roles would be different. See, if I was in a role with a film with Will Smith, we would kind of be the same. I think we would be the same character. So I don't know how we would be able to bounce off each other. But Samuel Jackson is such a GOAT, as is Will Smith, but Samuel Jackson is a GOAT from a different level. And he's an older guy. So I think if I was to jump in the field with him, our dynamic would be great. And then I can learn from him. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. So I can learn from him while still being in character and learning how to bounce off of him and do different things. I just think it would be a better dynamic with him.
Okay. All right.
McFabulous?
I was just when you were saying as far as Tubi, and it's dealing with a lot of in-house, as you would say, from around Detroit. But as far as by you advancing further out, by you doing those things and you're learning more and you're getting more opportunity, what would you instill to some of the ones that are trying to just get to Tubi to feel like that's one of their stepping stones to get to where that other avenue. I mean, how do they either push past just being in a one segment to get to the bigger platforms? How would you tell them to do that?
Question. Yeah.
I would tell them to understand that yes, Detroit is a great beacon for what we're trying to do right now. But you know, if you want to go beyond Tubi, like for me, you know, I don't call it like people call us Tubi actors all the time, and it's kind of borderline offensive, only because when you think Tubi, you kind of section us off and put us to, oh, he does them bootleg movies on Tubi that anybody can do. And that's not the case. I have work on not only Tubi, but Amazon Prime, Peacock, Urban Flicks. You know, I have a lot of work on a plethora of different platforms, you know, outside of Tubi. That's just like, you know, if I was on Netflix, you would call me a Netflix actor. Or if you would call me a Paramount actor, I'm just an actor with work on these particular platforms. But, you know, what I would tell people is just to understand, to do the work. And we live in a society now where everything, especially with the younger generation, it's got to be now. Everybody want it now. They will put it in the microwave and bing and have it in 2 minutes. And they don't realize that, you know, even for me, I've been grinding. I've been doing this for 8 years now. Some people have been doing it longer than me, but I've been doing this for 8 years, and I probably didn't really pop till about my 4th or 5th year in when he played me drop. So, you know, you have to be really willing to do the work. You have to have the things that you need to get started. You got to have headshots. You know, you got to have professional headshots. I ain't talking about the camera phones, you know, real headshots, invest in yourself, you know, get out here, get into these auditions, take some classes, do some theater. You know, even though I haven't done plays in a couple of years, plays keep you sharp. So it's things like that where you have to do the work to put yourself in a position. And, you know, I've been blessed now. People want to come to me and be like, man, can you put me in the movie? Listen, honestly, I can't put you in nothing. You know, I can point you in the direction of an audition, or I can tell you some of the things that you need to do, but you got to get it out the mud. You know, you just can't. Nobody gave me an opportunity. I had to go get it. That's my thing too. Like, go, if that's what you want, don't let it start with me. You know, if you coming to me asking for an opportunity, you should be telling me that I already took classes, or I got classes lined up that I'm finna start taking, like something that you're doing on your own other than asking me to put you in the film. So I just think that you just got to do the work, and you got to really be serious about it, and then understand that Detroit is a great stepping stone, but it's not the end all be all. You know, my best advice would be to get as much work away from Detroit as you can. That would be my best advice.
There are no shortcuts, are there? There are no shortcuts.
No, none.
Not. What would be the next level for you? What's next? Do you dream about directing or producing, or what?
Directing and producing is in the near future for me. Coming up with some projects. I got some things lined up that we're getting ready to start doing before the end of the year is out. You know, as far as directing and producing is going, I don't want to say too much, but I do got some things lined up, man. So just stay tuned.
Tell us. We're not gonna tell nobody. It's just us right here. We just talking.
Well, I do got a series coming called Donovan Tate, and it's a spinoff from a film that's getting ready to come out soon called Girl in the Wall. Okay. And it's about, my character is an FBI agent, and he's going after sex traffickers who are, you know, kidnapping these girls and, you know, have them at these high profile parties with these high profile men that are doing, you know, God knows what to them, and it's my job to go after them. So the movie is going to be coming soon, but we're going to spin that off into a series called Donovan Tate, where the series is going to pick up from where the movie leaves off and get ready to ride. Get ready to ride.
So I'll just say to follow you right there. Is that your Instagram on the screen, Mr. Amazing?
Yes, Mr. Amazing One. Yes, on Instagram.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed it. We always invite our guests to hang out if you want to. If you have to go, we understand, but you're welcome to hang out. We're going to be talking about some news and social media news and some new releases a little later on. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I got to get ready to go. I love to stay and hang out, but I got to go. But thank you all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so
much. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No problem. Yes. No problem.
Alphonso Settles, everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more Real Live with DC Honey, Big Fabulous, and Miss Nancy C. We'll be right back. All right. We are back and we got a full stage, family. It's a lot going on, and I'm so excited. We're about to have a really good time with these brothers here. We want to celebrate them. We are joined by some amazing brothers, like I said, in the studio tonight. These are two visionaries that are making a real difference in the lives of countless young people. Back in 1994, Kelcey founded the now legendary Unity Through College HBCU Tour. No exaggeration. This innovative program takes high school students on a unique journey during Easter break, exposing them to the vibrant world of historically Black colleges and universities, something dear to our heart. Now, they have helped, ladies, nearly 2,600 students, 2,600 students at least, and going. They have participated, many going on to become proud HBCU graduates. The impact of this program is, of course, undeniable. But before we delve deeper, let's get to know our guests a little better, because I just want to brag on them just a little bit, family, if that's okay. And let me unmute your mic. We have one mic muted. There we go. All right. So Kelcey West is a graduate of UNLV and a doctoral recipient from Faith Seminary. Also serves as the esteemed pastor at Nehemiah Ministries in Las Vegas. Beyond the Unity Through Knowledge Tour, his dedication to the community extends to his role as president. Now, that's a lot, y'all. He got a lot on his resume. President of the NVCA Interstate Missionary Baptist Church Convention, executive director for the Native Son Spelling Bee, and his involvement with organizations like the Mayor's Faith Initiative on Education and the Salvation Army, and also 100 Black Men, right?
Yes.
Get all that in. Yeah, please welcome Kelcey West.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
For your time. And joining him tonight is Mr. Kevin Winton, a proud graduate of Winston-Salem University and a 27-year veteran in the field of banking technology. That is impressive. He is also a member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Mr. Winton brings a wealth of experience and a passion for empowering young minds. So, gentlemen, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you
for having us.
It's such a pleasure and blessing to be on your show.
We're really excited to have you and to hear all the incredible things that you guys have been doing for the past 27 years on the Unity Through Knowledge HBCU Tour, and definitely the impact that it's been having on the future of education. So it all starts with education. Can you tell us about your own educational journeys and what inspired you to create this HBCU tour?
All right. Kev, kick started, brother.
Well, I think this all started even before we left for college.
Wow.
And Kelcey showed me a letter that he was going to be going to the Air Force or the Navy, one of them.
Yes, Air Force.
And I told him throw it away and try college.
Wow.
And it all started from there. He reached out to his family in Vegas. I started taking my own little trips down to Winston-Salem. And by the fall of '89, we were both in our spots.
That's right.
So that's kind of how our journey started through school. And then we saw each other back and forth while we were in college, and Kelcey came and spent some time at Winston, and then ventured off, on his own to visit a couple of other schools and a couple of other friends. And when he got back to me, he was hooked on HBCU life.
Yes.
And it kind of started from there. And he came up with the dream to share this experience with younger kids, and his thought process just exploded from there. So Kelcey, we want to tell the rest how you got started.
Ladies, that is really how we got to where we are today. Before we left for high school, it was school days. It was a different world. But Kev was actually on an HBCU campus. And so once I experienced that life, we wanted to help kids understand where they were going before they got there. And so here we are now, 30 years later.
Now, do you see a gap in college readiness for high school these days?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we were in high school, and shouts out to the graduating class of 1989 from Pontiac Central, where you are also. Yes, that's what makes us family. But let me say this. We had more programs. We had more hands-on programs, and we had programs that we could walk to or ride our bikes to. I can't speak for other cities, but in Las Vegas, Vegas is larger than people think it is. And kids need more after school. Shouts out to what the Kappa League gave us.
Yes.
Kids need to be overwhelmed with information because high school flies by. And so we're telling kids, if you're entering your senior year, you're 2 dances away from graduating. That's it. Homecoming and prom, and your senior year is over. And so you need to be inundated with information so you can make a solid decision. If Kevin doesn't sit me down my senior year, our senior year, I'm headed to the Air Force.
So this tour focuses on, and thank you, Kevin, for that. Thank you for that. You're a real friend, right?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So this tour focuses on HBCUs specifically. What is it about HBCUs, if someone is not familiar, that is special? What are the unique benefits that HBCUs have to offer Black children?
Well, it's the number one topic on that, and the number one word that I come up with is family, and the sense of going somewhere, not knowing anyone, and just being welcome. Like you a cousin, that they never met before, and they just giving you love. A good story to reference this is, if anyone watches, it was the football player Ocho Cinco,
yes,
and
Shannon
Sharp.
Yes.
And if you hear Ocho talk about when he went to see his daughter, cross AKA at Prairie View, he just came to tears, and the first thing he came out his mouth was family, and the sense of family. Yes. And that's what it's just all about. I think listening to that podcast and what he said sums it up. It completely sums it up.
Yeah.
As to what it's about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll share this with you all, ladies. I attended UNLV. I was there during the Running Rebels heyday. I'm in Las Vegas during Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson. Vegas was a wonderful place to be at during the mid 90s, early 90s to mid 90s. Vegas was the spot. This is why I'm jealous in a good way of my friend. I went to college, but I don't have memories of relationship with my professors. I can only name a few. I don't go back to UNLV. We don't have those homecoming traditions like that. I didn't, when Kev would come to town, I didn't take him into the caf for fried chicken Wednesday. I never experienced that until I went to visit him. And so it's those types of things where we want children to be exposed, number one, to family, number two, to the legacy, number three, hear me when I say this, to resources that look like them.
I hear you. And almost 2,600 students participating. That is an inspiration in itself. Can you share maybe one or two stories, success stories from the people that have participated?
I got one for you. You ready?
We're ready.
Okay. You were just talking with an actor. We had a young man when he was in high school go on our tour. He went to Howard. He made a commitment to go to Howard. I blinked, and he was in a Tyler Perry movie, and his name is Lance Gross.
I had to represent. I'm sorry, real quick.
I mean, and so, you know, from Lance Gross to Mr. Alex Dixon, who is now running a casino in the Iowa area, you know, to the countless number of students who write us and say, you know, I'm graduating. Here is the ultimate success story. You ready? On this last tour, we had babies of HBCU Tour babies. So now the tour has become generational. And so, man, to God be the glory.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But
yes.
I was going to say, to note also, you know, one of the greatest things about this tour, you know, we got to spread the word on this, Kelcey, is the amount of scholarships, renewable scholarships that came in.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, talk about it.
From all of the schools, you know, when we and that one of the most important things, you know, I think that kids get out of this is developing that portfolio, especially for seniors. You know, it's a part of that resume of life of their high school, you know, and when they can hand that directly to an admissions counselor and they look at it and accept them immediately and offer them one of the university scholarships based on their grade point average, is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I think probably this year is maybe one of the first years we really started calculating the money that came in.
That's right.
And, you know, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, I might be lowballing it, Kels, but between the juniors and seniors this year, it's $3+ million in renewable scholarships that were handed out from the schools we went.
And do me a favor, Kev, just put another 2 on top of that.
Wow.
$5 million.
Yeah. Wow.
$5 million.
Check your left.
And that's just in university money. That's not financial aid or Pell Grants or loans or any of that. That's university money that the schools are giving these kids. You know, so
amazing.
It's a beautiful thing.
I know my lovely co-host has some questions, but before I toss it over, I want you guys to talk about the name. Very powerful name, Unity Through Knowledge. Tell us about the name of the tour and why you chose that.
It speaks to our friendship. We met technically 6th grade. We are 40 years. This is a 40-year friendship brotherhood. The common denominator is knowledge. When Kev learns something, he shares with me. When I learn something, I share it with him. And so every year we're bringing 150 kids together and we're telling them, regardless of your horoscope, regardless of your zip code, whether you're tall, short, we're going to come together on knowledge and we're going to get as much knowledge as we can. And we're going to be unified in our excitement to learn, not just about where we're going, but where we come from.
Amen. Mick Fabulous, go ahead.
Yes, I know that it's a big thing going on with bringing more or trying to pull in more students or youth to start to go as far as education. We know that they stay in the streets, especially our young men. And I also seen where all the cast from different worlds, they're doing things to go out and they're doing tours to start to bring in awareness, come to, HBCUs. So all of these things are happening and it's great. And the mentoring, because especially you have more girls, I think, that would be more susceptible in wanting to learn. But when you have our youth and they look at the streets and they think that that's the thing, but education is key to know and to learn and to absorb all that. And then by you doing these tours, that I think is totally amazing. So do you get a lot that's in school, that's their mindset isn't striving for college? They just there. And how do you help prep them to push forward to, enhance and to go into school?
Great question. Great question. Kev, you want to take that one, or you want me to jump in?
I did put them on the screen. I'm sorry,
I'll
Kevin.
just touch on it just a little bit. And one of the things that helps us out and that changes kids' minds are those late night sessions. When they're hearing stories from these other kids that are going through similar things such as them, and when they weren't even thinking about college, but somebody just said, hey, I'm gonna pay for you to go and just go. But when they step foot on one of those campuses and see what it's about, and the good thing is each campus has something different to offer. It has something amazing, that every person needs to see. But I think that's one of the biggest things, to have a kid that has no interest in it, get them on a tour, they get in those late night sessions, they hear what their peers are going through, similar things as them in life, and they make decisions right then and there that, they want to change their path and go to school.
Mm-hmm. I am glad that you mentioned that, and then I'm going to toss it over to you, Ms. Nancy C. But could you walk us through a typical day on the tour? What kind of activities and experiences do the students do? What are they exposed to?
So watch this. It's a nonstop college prep experience from the moment they get to the airport. Once the tour takes off, 5 o'clock wake up call. Between 5 and 8, you're getting dressed, you're packing up, you're eating breakfast. You have to be on our bus at 8 o'clock, 8:01. You're late because we're creating a college mindset. From there, we're traveling to universities. We'll tour university, try to have lunch in the cafeteria, travel to our second university. After we tour that university, now we're going to either do some cultural sightseeing. If we in DC, we all over the place. If we're in a state that doesn't have that type of stuff for us to visit, now we're going to the mall. Students think we're going to the malls to souvenir shop. We're going to the mall for the food court. We're also going to the mall so they can load up on food, because when we go to the hotel that night, they're going to rush, take their suitcases to their room, get a little bit of rest, and then come downstairs to the conference room for late night sessions. And that's where we're doing workshops. We're doing group projects, and kids are earning scholarships just by participating. And so we may stay in late night till 3, 4 in the morning. You got a 5 o'clock wake up call. That's why the 3 things we focus on: time management, money management, self-management. Some kids can't sleep. Some kids need to go to sleep. You got to manage your body. Welcome to college.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
And that's a great experience for them too, to stay up to 2, 3 in the morning, which some of them haven't done, and then they got to turn around and get up in 5 and pack their stuff and be ready to go. Teach them while they're young. Get them in the habit of doing it.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I'm gonna come at a different angle. As a parent of teens, I've noticed that a lot of schools, especially in the inner city, the school curriculum has changed from when all of us was in school. We had choices of, taking certain extracurricular activities such as cosmetology, auto shop, and was it home ec and all this other kind of stuff. So you got some kids that, because school now is just so, learn this so you can take a test so you can get out. That's right. Basically, that's how a lot of kids see it. Like I said, I have teens, so that's how they see it. We go to school, learn something just so we can take a test, and that's it. So you have a lot of kids that are not interested in going to a 4-year college. Would y'all recommend recommend them going to a trade school? Because school has almost ruined it for them. They don't want to spend another 4 years in college, even though it's a HBCU. They just don't want to do it. So would you recommend them going to a trade school, or still trying to go to a HBCU?
We wholeheartedly promote God's will. And
Okay.
so when you're on the HBCU tour, we're sharing with everybody financially, psychologically. You may not be ready to travel cross country. Your parents may not be ready for you to go to a HBCU. And so let's sit down and talk to you as an individual. The HBCUs, to a degree, those are the props. We're using this experience to motivate you to embrace your future. And whatever lane you end up being in, you have cheerleaders and a new family to support you for life.
Right. Right. And
Okay.
I agree with that. And I have nothing wrong with trade schools. You know, they're the backbone of our society. You know, we need plumbers, we need carpenters, we need all of those things that when we were in school, we had those shop classes, which they've eliminated. You know,
Yeah.
so we got to still keep people in the pipeline for that. And, you know, school isn't for everyone, but the experience is there. And all it takes is one experience sometimes to change somebody's mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do y'all know? And I'm gonna let this one go. Do y'all know of any Black ran trade schools, or are all of them of the other side? I should say. And if you did, would you add it to y'all list?
Let me share this. Schools that we can visit. I'm gonna share this. You just gave us homework. We do not have a trade school tour, but you're giving us homework. What we do have is this. Before we take off on the tour, we have monthly meetings for the parents and the students. In those monthly meetings, we bring in resources. Yeah, we bring in people to come talk to them because we are from a small city in Michigan called Pontiac. And so we understand the odds. We understand, again, everybody may not go to college. And so we're both the children of factory workers. God bless GM. God bless Fisher Body for giving our families a place to make, hear me when I say this, a legal living. Praise God.
Yeah. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we definitely appreciate your time. I know, Kelcey, you do have to run, but before you go, I was hoping that you would share with the audience how we can support you. How can the broader community support the Unity Through Knowledge HBCU Tour and its mission? What's the best way that we can support you in this episode?
Listen, thank you so much. The best way you can support, go to our website. I believe it is posted on this broadcast. When you go to our website, you can go to our sponsorship page. This past year, we had a record number of sponsorship funds come in, which allowed us to have a record number of sponsored kids. So we need individual sponsors. We need lunch sponsors. Whatever, watch this. Because of where we from, whatever you can do to help somebody, thank you. So it doesn't have to be a full scholarship. If you just say, Pastor West, Kev, I just want to send some change. Your change can help change somebody's future.
There it is. Make sure you go to that website. We have posted on the screen. And what I love about this show is it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook forever. So if you didn't see it live, you will be able to see it later on, and hit that share button. That's the best way as well to share, to spread the word. But the website is www.3232nd Street. I was trying to help y'all out. .us, 32nd Street.us, but spell it like that, okay?
That's right. And watch this. And watch this. So my communications degree don't go to waste. You can also reach us at 702-860-6638. 702-860-6638. I am in Las Vegas. I'm on a different time zone, but if you're calling to make a donation, we're 24/7.
I'm typing slow.
702-860-6638.
6638. We got it locked in. Here we go. All right.
That's it.
The number. Y'all can't have my cell number, but y'all can have that. I ain't give my information out. Thank you guys so much. It's so good to see you all, and I'm looking forward to see y'all in July, the end of July.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
In DC, honey, I want to see you before July. You got to come to Vegas so we can go see New Edition together.
Oh my!
I got to hang out with Ronnie DeVoe during the first round.
Wonderful.
We're gonna make it happen, but before you go, Keisha, I'm backstage with him hanging out. So
that's fine, because I'm trying to figure out that price right now, because the way my bills are set up. I don't know about that.
Wait a minute. You can't take Keisha and don't take the rest of us. We triple twins. We stuck like
Listen, forgive me for not inviting all of Del Biv DeVoe. So I did not make that mistake.
I'm an enemy for lifer. So I've been. And
So
you will love their show.
Watch this. Yeah. I'm prophesying a live version of this show from Vegas.
Oh, we receive it.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. Okay. I always want to shout out Sean Allen while we're still on. Thank you for chiming in. That's my brother-in-law.
What's up, Sean?
And our classmate. He says good discussion.
Superman.
Yeah, such a blessing to see you guys pouring into the next generation. Great show, DC Honey. We appreciate you, brother-in-law. Brother in love, as you like to say. We appreciate you. Well, we're going to get to some entertainment news. Kelcey, I know you have to run. We just want to thank you again. And Kevin, I don't know what your time is, but you're welcome to hang out with us.
I'm going to hang out. I'm going to hang out. And and plug before Kelcey leaves.
Yes.
Go to the website. Check out where we heading to next year. We are going to be down in the Atlanta area.
All right.
We might be able to see y'all then, and maybe you might want to, come and do a show with the kids.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
March 15th to the 21st.
I'll drive up too if you happen to, be in DC.
We go to Howard all the time.
DC Honey. I'm getting ready to bring a group from LA to DC May 20th through the 24th. We're gonna connect.
Give me the information. I'd love to come up and support.
Yep.
Thank you so much. All right.
Blessings.
Have a good one, Kelcey.
All right,
Kels.
All right, you guys. So we got some male energy tonight. I'm really excited to have Kevin chime in on some topics, because there's a lot of female energy every episode. So this is going to be good. Right. We're going to take a really quick break, and then we're going to be right back with social media news. And Miss Nancy C is going to start us off. All right, let's just take a breather, and we'll be right back. But keep it locked and share the show. Thank you for all the love. I see you guys out there. We'll be right back. All right, take it away, Miss Nancy C.
All right, good evening, everyone. Before I get started, condolences to the families of O.J. Simpson. He died today at the age of 76 from cancer. And yesterday, New York's own DJ Mr. C died from, undisclosed reasons, but he died at the age of 57. So condolences to them. Now on to social media news. Okay, this is an organization that we can also help. All right, so the Black-owned children's bookstore in Raleigh, North Carolina is closing its doors on April 13th due to violent threats. The name of the store is called Liberation Station. The owner, they've been open for less than a year. They opened up last year in June. She has received, since they've been open, they've received hate mail. They've received death threats. One caller even called her to tell her what her son was wearing while he was working in the store. She created or put the store in the community because there was no other Black stores in the community. And plus, it was there to serve the Black children. Of course, all children are welcome. But when we're in the spotlight, then of course, some people don't want to see us in the spotlight. All of the threats were made by nameless and faceless individuals. So, do anybody have anything they want to say on that before I get started?
Okay, wait. Well, I do.
Go ahead.
This is a Black-owned bookstore that gives literature of us for our children.
Yes.
Yep.
And they're threatening her because reading is fundamental. So they're threatening her because she has a bookstore within the neighborhood that she's in. Is it prominently white area that she's in?
I do not know. She just said it was in Raleigh, North Carolina, but they don't want her there. That's the basis of it. And they, I mean, not Black folks.
I understand. But how could you, in this day and time, and that's just like, okay, so that's aggravating to me. That's what I'm going to say, aggravating assault. You're telling me that I have the right to do whatever. She's not being political incorrect or anything.
Right.
Reading is fundamental. So how, well, I'm not going to say how, because we know how, but well, the NAACP needs to be on that tip right there, because how can you just tell someone that they can't have a business, that we're educating our own children and giving them knowledge that they need to know about our own ethnicity? How could you do that? And how can you get away with it? Well, let me stop. You just had Jonathan. We had, well, yeah.
I'm gonna hold my opinion, but I'm gonna let y'all get it in. Okay. Who's next?
What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think it's a sad situation. You know, you bring in something that's for the benefit of kids, that's going to help them, you know, learn and grow, and then you have people that are against that. You know, this is 2024. It's time to you know, get away from all of that who's better than who, and let our kids learn. You know, let them grow and flourish, especially if they're being put in an environment to do that. You know, we all know all kids aren't in that environment to grow and learn like that, but if we have people that are ready to put them in that environment and take them to that store so they can learn and grow and read, then let's make it happen. You know, it's just a shame that she has to go through that. You know, I wonder, you know, if she is the only Black-owned business in that area, and if any other businesses are going through the same thing that she is.
I'm really surprised at Raleigh, North Carolina. My dad lives there now. And it's always seemed to be a very open, welcoming space from visiting. I don't live there, disclaimer, but I'm really surprised, like you said, in 2024 that we're still having this issue. I see children's books in the visual. Who is this hurting? Why are you mad? Why are you so big mad? You know, at children's books that we're showing images that our children can feel good about themselves and have high self-esteem. And she's doing a good thing. She's not hurting nobody. She's doing a very good thing for the community. But I do want to add also, I've been talking to my dad, and my 70-plus dad said that they are monitoring the situation in Raleigh, and he wants to let everybody know that they are ready to take the streets. So
I wish they would.
It's coming.
Yeah, I actually wish they would, because I hate the fact that she's feeling the need to close, because, and I'm just thinking, evidently the police have not been of great assistance to her. And so she's getting these threats all the time. I wish the Black Panther was, you know, still in motion, and they could set up shop there, you know, and have round the clock, you know, security there, because she shouldn't have to, you know, get rid of the store. And she's saying that they're going to close on the 13th, which is 2 days from now. And whatever books they don't sell, she's just going to give them away. And her heart's desire was to educate our children, have books on the shelves that showed us. That's what she has in the store. And that's what she wanted to do, because she wanted to represent us to our children.
Right.
And we all know when we was coming up, a lot of the books didn't represent us, just like a lot of the Barbie dolls and the Kens and all that didn't represent us. So she wants to have something that represents us. And you got other people that still, and I'm gonna say it, stuck on stupid, that wants to send out threats, for kids being educated. I wish the Black Panther was still around so they could give surveillance. I really do.
Absolutely.
But my thing, I'm just wondering how. I'm wondering if they have to be some type of influential person that have some type of power to come and do that for her, just to shut down her home shop. You know what I mean? And most of them are cowards. They do things, behind the scenes, and they won't show their faces, so you'll know that it's them. But if they're doing and terrorizing her, that's already against the law.
It is.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
I think the only way she should close down is if this is truly causing her a financial burden. If it's not, then she should stay open and don't even pay no attention to them threats and letters and all of that, and keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yeah. All right, family, we're gonna keep it moving to the next topic. Nick Fabulous is gonna tell us why Meek Mill is in the news.
Well, Meek Mill said, "Don't come for him because he's gonna come back for you." That's basically what he said. Don't try to put him up saying he was flip-flopping with Diddy. So his son asked him a question, and he's at the age, he's 12, he's a teenager. Everything is in social media. All of those things are out in the open. But one thing that I did like, that his son was able to talk to him and ask him those questions, and he was able to have that conversation with his son, opposed to listening to all the hoopla that may be said out amongst the household or outside of their realms. That he was able to sit down with his son and give him, tell him and explain to him and let him know, because you can read so many things, and that's even us. We read things, we really don't know what's truth and what's not truth, but everybody wants to get something that's going to sell, that's going to draw attention, that's going to get hoopla. So I admire his son for telling that, but Meek Mill took it to another hill, and I can get that. Don't come for me, Argentina, because I'm gonna come back for you. So I want, the main thing that I got out of it, I just like that him and his son had collaboration where he can go and be able to talk to his dad about anything. That's one thing that I got positive out of it.
Miss Nancy C.
You always have naysayers.
Yeah. I see this as a learning lesson for Meek's son. He's 12, and this is the learning lesson of having self-esteem, good self-esteem. People gonna talk about you till you're dead and gone. They're gonna have something negative to say. Some folks gonna have something positive, but you know who you are. You run with who you are, and the hell, excuse my language, the hell, I say I cuss a little bit, the hell with the rest of them.
Yeah. Kevin, what are your thoughts?
No, I think it's good that he's able to have that conversation with his son. That's and that his son came to him, and that's showing a level of trust that he has been able to create with his son, for him to come to him and talk to him about that. So, first I want to applaud him on raising his son to have the trust to talk to him about it, and then for him to be open and honest with him on it.
Right.
Yeah. I agree with you all about that. I feel like, as far as speaking out on social media, I think Meek Mill probably should have taken his cues from everyone else whose name's been mentioned and just, kept it quiet. But I'm sure that his legal representation probably advised him of the same thing. We see everyone else just kind of not even responding, not even getting into it. I think legally that would have been the smarter move. Just let people talk. And we know with social media, give it 2 to 4 weeks and people will have forgotten about it anyway. So if I was Mill, I probably would have stayed quiet on that one.
Yeah, it is something he should have kept in between their walls.
Absolutely.
but then they know how to push his triggers too.
Oh yeah.
And those are things that so even in this, we all can make mistakes. You know what I mean? So even in this, because for every action is a reaction.
Yeah.
But instead of him, he took it to the street where, everybody have to fight. And you don't always have to do it with this. You can just do it with this.
Mm-hmm.
Silence, that kills them even more, because when you're not saying anything, that means it didn't get to you. Even though it could have, but you'll never know it. So he'll just have to, those are things that I think we all have had to learn, and he may not be there yet. And then this may have shown him, you know what, I could take another approach to it. So I hope all the, the best for everything and everybody, because, they opening up the worms with everybody. Yeah, this one was in there. Just let it go.
Well, he could have also been doing it so 50 Cent didn't troll him anymore. So,
because Lord knows he good for that.
I'll be looking for it. What's 50?
I love 50. I love him.
Okay. All right. Well, we got some TikTok news. You want to go ahead and fit that in? The new TikTok app has been all over the news. It hasn't launched yet, but there's talk of it launching really soon. Social media giant TikTok is making waves again, but this time not for its viral dances. This week, the app has been hinting at a new project, and this project is called TikTok Notes. This is still in the works, so this upcoming app is rumored to be a direct competitor to Instagram, allowing users to share photos and captions in a similar format. So with TikTok's massive user base, particularly stronger among young demographics, we know that we're still on Facebook, our people still on Facebook, but Notes could potentially shake up the photo sharing world. Industry analysts are buzzing with speculation about what features they may offer. Nobody knows yet. It's all kind of hush-hush. And they're wondering if they'll be able to integrate with short form video format that made TikTok famous in the first place. So they want to keep what was great about TikTok along with, adding the new features that would be similar to Instagram. So I wanted to talk about this poll. A recent poll revealed that 78% of Americans between the ages of 18 and 29 use Instagram. So that makes Instagram the top app for that age group. And then comes Snapchat, which I didn't know young people were still on, but apparently they're still on Snapchat, and TikTok follows. But Snapchat is 65 and TikTok is 62. Now, I do have to say that my 15-year-old son says that is not the case. He said at first it's Snapchat, then it's TikTok, and then they're not on Instagram, but it would be Instagram. So he begs to differ on all that. So we just have to kind of watch to see what will happen as details emerge. But I wanted to know from you guys, first of all, do you use TikTok? And if you do, are you open to this new app, this TikTok Notes app?
No, I use TikTok. I just got on it last year. I'm still trying to learn it. I still ask my kids to help me. I am not trying to learn nothing else. I'm still trying to get my views to get over 300. I'm not trying to learn nothing else. They can stop it. They always want to come out with something. We fine. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I thought they was trying to get rid of TikTok, and now they coming out with another app. I'm still trying to figure out what Threads is.
Right? I wish
I bring something else into the picture, something just another platform to, destroy our kids' minds. That's all.
I hear you.
Yes.
I think it's terrible because they're messing with everything. They want to come in. I had got settled. Now they done mess with Facebook. Okay, I might sound old, but leave me in my Facebook alone. If I can maneuver that, I'm good. Instagram, okay, I'll do a little bit on there. But TikTok, no thank you. I'm not doing TikTok or any of those. I have enough to deal with as it is. And I'm tired of all of this new stuff. But I understand with this newer generation, their mind is going like this.
Yes.
And they're into that technology so much, and it advances, and they can captivate it like this. But for the older generation, can you just leave us alone and leave the stuff that we have alone and let it be? That's all I ask.
Now, I will say I'm a little different from the group because I use TikTok. But the reason why I love TikTok is because they actually show your stuff to more people than Zuckerberg does. And that's facts. Zuckerberg wants to suppress you so that he can get you to pay for promotion. You know, Google sponsor this. TikTok doesn't do any of that. And you will see numbers when you use it. You will see that way more eyeballs. I'm talking, okay, you're on Instagram, you get 15 eyeballs. But if you're on TikTok, you're going to get like 800. It's a huge, huge difference. And I think that's one of the appeals to creators is that TikTok really doesn't hold people back as far as views. They just show you stuff. So
that's why the government wants to shut it down.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
But that could be a lure too. See, they got to lure you in. See, that's how it started with Facebook. They lured you in, then they start changing stuff. Once they get you all over to that side, then what they gonna do?
It's possible, but for now, a lot of TikTok users are making really good money because
they are
seeing their products. So they could, but for now, get that coin. Get that coin.
Yeah.
We are going to move on because I know Mick Fabulous got to go real soon. But before we go, I really wanted to talk about this documentary that has already come out. It had a lot of people nervous. A lot of people said they were marked safe from. So Mick Fabulous, tell us about what we were talking about.
Oh, yes. 1983. Where were you?
Was it 83?
That's when it started.
90?
That's when it started.
No.
1983.
I thought it was 93.
No. It ended in 99.
Yeah.
It started because when it first started, it was just for the HBCUs to get together for picnics, and they did music, and then they took it to another height.
Yeah.
And then it ended in 99. I do because the rapes they were talking about, but when everybody started seeing it, not only was it within that realm, but it also became international. People were coming from everywhere for Freaknik. So with all of that publicity, even though that you had it in certain areas, you saw certain solicitation, you have to remember the minds of some that were coming to that they took it to another level, and some of them, and that's where the rape starts and all of that. But they ended it, but it's been 30 years since Freaknik. And but after Freaknik, when they closed it down in Atlanta, they started doing Black Beats in Daytona. And some of the things that you would see, I went to Black Beach.
So did I.
I was like,
we had a time, but go ahead.
I had a great time, but some of the things that you see, and then in Daytona, anything, you could do anything on the strip, anything. Only thing you couldn't do, you couldn't have glass. If you wanted to lay down on that sidewalk and did whatever you wanted to do, the police couldn't touch you for no reason. Anything went. You just couldn't have glass. You had to drink your drink in a plastic tube. Anything went. And I was just like, holy moly macaroni. But they've done that. They've done that documentary, and some are still trying to think. I think Leave Sleeping Dogs, Let It Lie. That was an era that you can look back on, and who all experienced it. It was like cool, and yeah, some of it was a little risque, but just to look back, what happened 30 years prior,
right? Yeah,
and to where we are today, So yeah,
I believe that whole thing started with Howard University coming down to Atlanta, starting some mess as usual, heading down the highway. And then it evolved from there. And it was great. I came into town a couple of times. I didn't participate in the shenanigans, but saw a little bit here and there. But like you were saying, Black College Weekend, Daytona Beach. Shout out to the Bruz. Kappa Kappa Psi at Bethune-Cookman. They took care of us like in an old school way. They took us around town. They kept us safe. We went to church. We did everything while we were down there. They took care of us at Howard. So shout out to my brothers there. But yeah, those were the days. Those were the days. I don't think we're gonna play the trailer in a second, but I don't think I'm in any of the footage. I think I'm marked safe. What about you, Kevin?
I wasn't there, so I'm definitely marked safe. I wasn't in none of them.
You won't see me in none of them, but
now, Miss Nancy, you were here. You were right here. So I know you.
Well, I was at Bible study, but I did meet up with a Q for lunch the next day. Yeah, we did meet up for lunch.
And you had a great time.
Was at Bible study 30 years ago.
That's my Bible study.
Yeah, but we did meet up for lunch. Yeah, we did.
All right, folks, we're going to check out the trailer real quick and see if we see any familiar faces out there. Here's the Freaknik trailer. And check it out. Where is it showing? Big Fabulous? I don't even know. Is it on Hulu?
Hulu. It's on Hulu.
All right, let's check it out real quick.
Every generation has a moment where they come just to have some fun.
Atlanta is the mecca for Black people in America.
It has multiple historically Black colleges.
In the 80s,
we said, let's plan a picnic during spring break.
Let's call it Freaknik.
Freaknik was the greatest Black gathering in America.
It was like an entry point into the Black cultural experience.
To be able to be in the middle of the street, dancing, laughing, playing your music, it's a moment. The interstate, the highway, was a street party.
There wasn't even a word called twerking. It was just called booty shaking.
They wasn't no social media, barely had internet.
During Freaknik, stars start coming in. You would see Tupac, Cookie Mob, Outkast, Usher Raymond. I don't know what heaven looks like, but this seems like a version of it.
You was lit, okay?
The legacy of Freaknik is Black joy, Black self-determination,
Black love, Black excellence, Black enterprise.
But the legacy of Freaknik is also the ugly side.
It started to get a lot more out of control. People were coming by the masses.
What the hell just happened? If you tried to bring back Freaknik, it wouldn't be what it was.
The streets, the people, the debauchery.
Things that I saw, insane.
We had no inclination to the depth that we were creating.
Them kids ain't know nothing about Freaknik.
Trust me, your mom and daddy got down.
That's that old Atlanta. Old Atlanta. I like old Atlanta.
Oh yeah. But I agree with him when he said, "Don't try to redo it. Just leave it alone."
No.
Some original needs to stay original.
Some things just need to be left as remembering those were the days.
Yeah,
and let it go. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think this generation, and if they brought something like that back, it would be horrific.
It would be.
It would just be.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Because this millennial, this stage, they out of pocket.
Yeah. And they don't know how to party anyway.
No. It would be out of pocket straight. Oh no. Let that have been in that era and let it go.
Well, I got to say, this show was definitely not out of pocket. We had a fantastic show tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. But before we do, thank you all so much for tuning in. I see you all out there. Thank you, Sean Allen and Keith Jackson, for chiming in. We appreciate you as well. Shout out also to our what was it? Michigan. Our top 3 cities. It was Michigan. It was Boston. It was Baltimore. Atlanta, and we're missing one. I want to say it was New York, but I'm not sure. But thank you guys for representing in a major way as well. Make sure that you are following our Instagram, our YouTube channel as well. Just go ahead and hit us with a subscribe. That would help us a lot and help us as we grow as well. Any final words, ladies?
I had a great time tonight.
Yeah. So did I. Yeah. And thank you, Kevin, for hanging out with us. We needed some male testosterone, and we really did. A little balance.
Well, I'll come back anytime y'all want me to. Just let me know.
All right,
bring the cues. Bring the cues when you come back.
You want me to bring the bras?
Bring the bras. We got room. All right, Big Fel, let's go ahead and take us home.
I would just like to leave this. Love is the main substance of everything. When you love yourself, you don't get sidetracked about other things. Be anchored and know. Love thyself, stay true to thyself, and you will be okay.
Sounds like a word. Thank you all so much. We'll be right back here on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.